What's your name?
My name is Michalis and I come from Cyprus, and my hobbies are too many actually. I like to be a volunteer for some sort of organizations and to help people in their startup of business and to give some examples of good architecture. So where are you from?
Hello, my name is Olena. I'm from Ukraine. Now I'm living in Kiev, like the capital of Ukraine. And
What are your hobbies?
I enjoy watching movies of 1960s. And my recent hobby is drawing and making sketches. So like art is something that...
So we have a lot of common then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So let's talk about environmental problems and electricity.
You want to start first and then shall I ask you a simple question, I believe?
As you wish, yeah, you can.
Okay, how do you usually save electricity at your home place?
In our apartment, we have a lot of appliances that are like environmentally friendly, and besides we turn off the light when we are not at home, of course, when we are living somewhere. Moreover, we try to consume as much energy as we need, but not more. Like we're checking our data, можно вот это убрать, да? Слава богу.
So you basically use clever devices like fridge A++ with consuming less electricity, sorry, and you use LED lamps.
Yes, for sure. In our apartment we have like LED lamps. We prefer them because they are, again, more environmentally friendly. Besides, all the appliances in our flat are also A++. That means that they are they reduce the consumption of energy. Like, so, as we are environmentally friendly and conscious people, so it's for us it's very important, like, to use the appliances that are like thinking with the thought of so it's for us it's very like important to take care of our environment.
Okay, may I suggest we go to your question?
Yeah. What motivates you to save electricity?
The main mission and vision about saving electricity is about my logo to protect the environment. I believe the less you use, the less harm you're doing to our planet Earth. And electricity needs some resources to be activated. So the less you use, the less you harm our environment. Would you agree with the idea of installing smart systems that would regulate electricity, use as good solution to the problem? Why do you think so?
For sure, I agree with an idea that smart systems should be installed at every household, as they help us understand, help us take care of nature, take care of environment and electricity consumption, like energy consumption. And we have such a kind of a system at home, and I can say that it helps us preserve energy and like electricity, and be more environmentally conscious.
You think that the smart houses or the smart house system is easily accessible to everybody or only to young people?
I think it's accessible to people of different age, and it does not depend on age. However, it can depend on the social layer a person belongs to, because in Ukraine, I'm not sure that most people can afford buying them, afford installing them. However, this is the issue we can think about and pay more attention to. What are you aware about how much it helps reduce your electricity costs, like the appliances you use at home? How do they
actually
help you?
5 years ago I make some research with my youth team, and we consulted our electricity authority, and they gave us a list of every electrical equipment and how much consumption that has. And from memory, the laptop is #1 in consuming electricity. Also the fridge that is not A++, but a lot of people, they cannot afford to replace them. So the fridge is #2. And if you don't have some sort of central heating in the house and you use this electrical fire, that again is consuming too much. So our government tried to give incentives to people and also the private entrepreneurs. If you give your old fridge, for example, and you buy a new one, they give you some kind of a cash incentive. So it's like, and then these people are reusing it, recycling it. So most of the people now in Cyprus, they realize that they should replace their fridges. I don't know about laptops, but I'm sure technology is trying to find some kind of ecological chargers, I don't know, that they consume less electricity. For the fire, okay, for the fire, it's not possible to do something about it, but again, technology can change. So the rest of it was a very big list of everything actually. And okay, if you replace your bulbs with LED, if you use photovoltaic panels or street lighting, so every lamp has its own source of energy. Basically, that's it.
There are a lot of initiatives that can help us save energy, save electricity, and consume it less than we do now.
Okay, Olena, do you agree with the statement by installing batteries or solar panels at home will help save electricity? Do you agree with the statement by installing batteries or solar panels at home will help save electricity?
I absolutely agree that solar panels can help preserve energy. However, in Ukraine, solar systems and solar panels are used only on big enterprises, and not every person can install it in his or her household, as it costs a lot nowadays. And this is also a problem because we cannot afford, majority of people cannot afford buying and installing them.
Do you have enough light from the sun to use for the photovoltaic panels?
Mostly, all regions of Ukraine have enough light, natural light during the year, and we do not have such seasons as rainy season or sun season. However, even in autumn or in winter days, we have enough light to be used for solar panels in some regions of Ukraine, especially in southern ones.
Okay. Do you agree with the use of batteries? What is your view the batteries doing to the environment, for example?
Solar batteries or kind of?
I think here says solar batteries.
I think that solar battery is a good way of reducing the consumption of electricity. However, there should be an appropriate way of its recycling. I'm not sure whether it now exists in our country and how much it costs, but we should think about its improvement, in use, and think about how we can develop in the sphere of using the solar systems and their recycling.
Actually, I have something to tell you about the Cyprus experience. Is that our government, because we are a European member country, we get some support. So if you want, for example, to install photovoltaic panels on your roof, and the cost is 4,000 euro, the government give you 1,000 euro back. So it's also our government doesn't support batteries at all. And what they do, when you produce electricity, immediately you give it back to the grid, and then you have 2 meters. One you sell to the grid, and then one you buy to the grid. And then at the end of the year or at the end of the 2 months, you get the plus and the minus. So that's what is happening in Cyprus at the moment.
It's an interesting idea, and it's good that the government is overwhelmed by this issue and tries to support and promote the ideas of environmental.
Yeah, because they think that the batteries are very difficult to recycle, and then very costly. So it's better to do net metering. So you produce and you sell and you buy. So you don't need any batteries. Okay, your turn.
I would like also to ask one more question from you. It's a really nice conversation when you're sharing your experience of your country. And what do you think? Is there enough information about electricity saving and saving tips?
Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough information. In our NGO, it was our initiative to go back to the electricity authority that is a monopoly. We only have one, to ask to give us this catalog of what every electrical item is consuming. And the only thing they do when they send you the bill is to compare how much electricity you use the last equivalent month of the last year. And the only thing I can say about them as an authority is during the coronavirus, they think not to send bills anymore by post. So, okay, it was for them to save money from the post and also to save paper. And it was really much easier for everybody. So, but still they don't do any kind of advertisements in the television, in the media, to tell people don't do this, don't do that, or don't leave your air conditioner at this temperature. So it's private initiative only from NGOs that we say to people, because a lot of people, they don't know how to use air conditioner. You know, I mean, they put very low temperature when it's the summer, but it's not the correct solution. You consume more electricity. So, and in Cyprus, because we heavily depend on air conditioning, I believe maybe somebody has to teach in the school how to use an air conditioner. It sounds very basic and stupid what I said, but honestly, a lot of people, they don't know. They just play with the temperature.
I completely agree with you, and we have the same kind of a problem in Ukraine, because in textbooks and at schools, at universities, we have lectures that tell us about the environmental problems in Ukraine, about recycling. However, people are not so conscious about the problem, so they do not consume this knowledge in an appropriate way, and we cannot rely on like people's knowledge about the electricity, about water waste and consumption.
Maybe the thing is not their own problem.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, how often do you leave your electronic devices on standby position?
I should say that I usually think about the devices I use and whether they are turned on or off, because for me, like, it's also not just an environmental problem, but also the issue of safety. And we, as I have already said, we always turn off like the lighting, the appliances when we leave home. So for us, it's like a point number one, maybe.
Actually, I tell you an example. It was a tragic one. One professor, school professor, university professor, was so busy in his private office with so many plugs, so many wires, and he never switched them off. And one night, one of them was overloaded, and he died. He burned himself in this spaghetti wire system, you know. It's a true story, yes. So I mean, it's better to make it a habit to close all the sockets before we leave the house, and
like we should
switch them on when we go back, if we need them.
Mm-hmm. And I think I have like the last question for you. Do you think that each of us can help improve the situation with preserving energy?
Actually, it's my, again, vision and mission that is our responsibility as members of the society that we live, as youth leaders, to make us a must to disseminate to everybody around us, and then the stuff from the family, from us, from our parents, children, and work associates, to make them feel that it's so simple to save energy and to save electricity, and why not do it, you know. And I have one interesting last question. Actually, I want to speak with you more, but I think time is running out.
I can say the same about me.
How would you encourage others to save more electricity? Maybe it's the same, similar question.
In our NGO, we have promotional campaigns on different topics, and of course the environmental issue is one of the priority ones. So we have campaigns on posting information on our website, on our Facebook group. Besides, we are among those who organize the cleaning up days when we go to the city and clean the banks of the river that are like really dirty because of people. And we also go on strikes and organize them in order to help people become more conscious about environmental issues in our country.
I'm very happy that because I've never been to Ukraine, and you know, if you don't been to one country, you make different photographs and you are here. And I believe you have a very high standard of trying to solve the energy problem and save the environment. And I wish you all the best to join the European family.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome to Ukraine to see it with your eyes.
Cyprus.
Thank you, Michalis.
Okay.